Hey y'all. So today is Friday, February 14th. I'm about to get ready to go take my son to the park and do my 3 mile walk. Um, and right now I'm just waiting for my watch to finish charging or to get a little charge so I can go. But I just wanted to come back um just to kind of continue on with the last topic about giving up your ways and allowing God to do what he's going to do. And first, I just want to talk about my relationship with my client. Um, Again, Holy Spirit is very, very present in our relationship. And I told her I was going to come on here and say this because, you know, I don't know what all goes into being a life coach and being a strategist and helping people in that way, y'all. I literally just do what God is asking me to do. Anything that I tell anybody is something that God has given me to tell that person. I don't come like even with all the wisdom that I know, I already know he has already pruned me and grown me to the point that I know every piece of wisdom that I have is not meant for you. Right? So I let God lead me in these conversations, but when I say God is using her to pour into me, just like he's using me to pour into her. Because one of the things that I told y'all she was doing is writing a book, right? And y'all know God just had me to start 2 different books this month. Since 2021, I've written like 5 books. I've been a writer, y'all. I've been writing since I was 8. So it started with poems, then it started with music, then it started with books. I write. I don't play around. That is a gift that God has given me. And the tips that I have given her to assist her with her book, y'all, the amount of work she has done just in this week that we talked. Today is Friday. We just talked on Tuesday. And the amount of information that she has received from Holy Spirit and been led to put into her book. Every day she's texting me and saying, God gave me a new download and I just wrote so much. We have so much to share. I have so much to share with you. She's texting me this like every day because of the tips that God has given me to give her. And her feedback that she's given me is pouring into me so much because, again, like I would say I'm a wise person based off of the knowledge that God has given me. But I'm telling you, like, I've been in an audience that does not receive that well. I don't know if it's just because it don't make sense. I don't know if it's because, of course, it's not going to make sense because it's coming from you. Like, I'm not going to listen to it coming from you. Like, y'all know how we be sometimes. Y'all know when we have who a person is in our mind, they could tell us the wisest thing ever, and we're not going to receive it just because of the person that it's coming from. I don't want to hear it because it came from you. Somebody else could tell me the very same exact thing, and I would trust them more than you just because of our background, because of the relationship that we have, just because of whatever the case may be. I just don't trust it from you. And so, remember, I told y'all, God told me this year I was going to be focused on building my community. I had no clue that it was talking about a business community or, I'm thinking just friendships, destiny partnerships. And this is a destiny partnership, but I didn't know or understand what all he was talking about. And I say all that to say, every audience that you're attached to, every crowd that you're in is not for you. And so whatever gift God is calling you to bring forth, if they don't understand, it's okay. It's okay. And I'm getting a little emotional because, when you want to help people, when you desire to help people and they just don't understand. Like, don't take it personal that they don't understand, even if they're just not wanting to receive the information that because it comes from you. Don't take it personal because everybody is not your assignment. But sometimes it hurts when you see somebody or when you see people in bad situations and they don't want to listen to what you're saying. It hurts. It hurts, not even because you don't want to listen to me, but because I'm literally telling you something that's going to help you. You are putting yourself in grave danger and don't even know it. And I'm trying to help you and you don't want to listen. And sometimes it really, really hurts. It really, really hurts seeing, like, I remember one of my abusive relationships. Remember, I think I've been in 3. this was the very first one, actually. And my best friend that I met in college, I kept going back to him. This was before I had got kicked out of school. I kept going back to him. He was cheating. He was disrespectful. He was making me feel a type of way about myself. It was terrible. And my best friend, she stopped talking to me because she said she didn't like that I kept going back. And I didn't understand that at that time. But y'all, that junk hurts when you see somebody that you love going through stuff that they don't have to go through. If only they would listen to you. And even now, like, me being who I am and me caring about people the way that I care about people, it be hurting me when I see people going through stuff that they don't, especially women. Y'all will never understand the passion that I have for women. Y'all do not. God knew to put me in a different type of situations and scenarios, like a life coaching thing or a podcast geared towards women, because he knows that I am very, very passionate about women. I'm very passionate about our growth. I'm very passionate about us making a name for ourselves. I'm very passionate about us being godly women, being godly wives, being godly mothers, having the best relationships ever. We are so deserving. And it's not to say that men are not deserving, but I can only talk about women. And we go through so much. Us as a whole have gone through so much. But as a woman, it's very relevant to me, our struggles, because I'm a woman and I'm a single mother and I'm a single mother of a black boy. It's very relevant, some of the struggles that women go through. And so when I say I'm very passionate about being there and being of assistance to women, God knew. And when I say that's been a passion in my heart since I was a child, because remember I told y'all I wanted to open a clinic for African American women in low income areas. I didn't say all of that the first time, but I wanted to open a gynecology clinic for African American women in low income communities. Because we are deserving of good care as well. We are deserving of love as well. We are deserving of consideration as well. So I say all that to say, her pouring into me, all she's doing is feeding that passion and that desire that God placed in me. And I don't know if my care for women is different, because in certain audiences, my information or my feedback is going to be kind of strict, but it's only to help us. It's only for us to start seeing ourselves as strong vessels versus weakened vessels against our counterparts. So, like, for instance, I'll just say this. My client, she was in a situation just like I was. And so her book has a lot to do with that situation, her situations. And she told me she spoke with somebody in marketing about, and they told her what type of title to put. So they told her to title it something with a narcissist or something like that. And they was like, it's going to gain more attention. And I told her, yeah, it's true. But what it may also do is a woman who is not healed and not prepared to heal, she's going to take that title and she's now going to be more of a victim. And so he just doing way too much. And part of my thing with women is that we don't look at ourselves as victims, that we look at ourselves as victors. Like, I've been around plenty of women who it was just so much easier to say, you're a narcissist. You gaslighted me. You did this and you did that. And it was so much easier to play the victim to the point where they didn't have to accept any accountability for their actions. Why would I have to be accountable if you did everything? You're the one that's wrong. You did 100% everything. I did nothing wrong but sit here. And that's where us as women, we go wrong. Listen, even if the only thing that you did wrong was choosing your partner, you did something wrong. And like I told her, and she's healed. So this wasn't nothing that I had to tell her, but this was me giving her pretty much my style when it comes to coaching women. Listen, it's nothing wrong. This is not to say that you weren't a victim or that you did not have to deal with something. But in order for you to see yourself out of that situation and to see yourself strong enough, stop giving these men so much control. Stop saying what they did and acknowledging it. Be accountable for your actions. Again, and I brought up the situation with my son's father. Before my son was even conceived, there was already abuse in that situation. There was already stuff that I knew that I should not have been in it. And I knew, girl, you know better. But I stayed in it. So how can I continue to make him out to be the villain and me the victim? And I knew that this was something that I didn't want to deal with. Do you have this thing in your head that says, I don't want to be with a man that calls me a B word? Oh, I would never be in a situation with a man who calls me a B word. First time he called me a B word, he gotta go because it's not gonna work. That's your thing. That's your non-negotiable. So explain to me why this man has called you a B word 5 times and you ain't left. Explain to me why you're dealing with that. That's a you thing. That's not a man thing. That's not a narcissist thing. That's not a gaslighting thing. I said I didn't want something, but I decided to settle for something else because I don't think I'm going to get anything better. That's a you thing. That's not a person thing. That's not a no. When you're strong in your mind and when God has revealed who you are, there's nobody who can play with you like that. And so my style when it comes to women is I don't see y'all as victims. Now there are some things like sexual assaults and like there are some things I absolutely see y'all as victims with, but I don't encourage the victim mentality. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't encourage the victim mentality because, okay, this happened to you now. Can we see ourselves as the victor? Can we see ourselves as a survivor? Can we see ourselves as the women who got out of this and the women who are going to live to tell the tale of how we got out of this traumatic situation and how we have overcome and how we have done this and how we have done this and ain't no man's name attached to none of this because we did this because God led us to do this. Can we get to that woman? Can we stop being the woman who says he did that I didn't do nothing wrong, he did that? And can we start being the woman that said, yeah, he did that, I allowed him to do that, and now I'm choosing different and can't nobody do that to me no more? That's my style set, and that's not a style that a lot of people will be cool with because there are more people that are cool with being victims than they are cool with saying I allowed that to happen. And I've said this before in my boundaries video. Nothing can happen that you don't allow to happen. Nothing can happen that you don't allow to happen. But once it happens, it's okay. It's happened because guess what? You needed that to happen so you can learn from it. You needed to learn something from it, whether it was something that you needed to resolve within yourself, whether it was a piece of knowledge that you could share with somebody else, whatever the case may be, you needed that experience. So now let's move forward from it. So if you're going to be a victim only in that situation. When you move out of that situation, you're no longer a victim. You are a victor because you got out of it. And anyways, I didn't even mean to say all that. So whoever that's for, I hope you receive it. But it's just the simple fact of how I'm able to talk to her. She's not offended. She receives everything that I say. Again, this is Holy Spirit led, but I think about how I've talked to women and they don't receive it because maybe it do sound harsh or it do sound not right or it do sound like I'm trying to make you be accountable for your actions. Because that's just where I see us. And we too strong to be putting so much of this on these men, period. We too strong. I'm going to say we stronger than them. We too strong to be putting all of our traumas and stuff on these men. We can move forward from this stuff. And that's how I see us. I see women as those strong and powerful beings. Matter of fact, that's so funny that this just came into my view. I've had this poster, this picture for years, but I just hung it up 2 weeks ago. It says it's a black woman with a crown. It says I'm kind enough, I'm successful enough, I'm smart enough, I'm bold enough, I'm pretty enough, I'm strong enough, I'm beautiful enough, I'm talented enough, I'm good enough, I'm important enough. And I desire for all women to see themselves that way. Without a man having to tell you that. That's something that you wake up and you see yourself as every single day. So, yeah, my style may not be for women who don't want to. If you're looking for a man to tell you that stuff, my style might not be for you. Because I'm going to be who I'm going to be with or without that person. Does not mean that I don't want no person. Y'all know how I feel about my best friend. Y'all know I want that man. But at the end of the day, I still got to be that woman. I still got to be that woman without him. And I just want women to find their strength. So that's the type of woman that I am. That's the type of life coach that I am. I shouldn't have did that. I'm sorry, God. He just got on me. Don't do that. Sorry. That's the type of coaching that I would be. That's the type of consultant that I would be. That's the type of strategist that I would be. So is this a plug? Did he have me to do this to come on and advertise? Like, I don't know. But yeah, like, so I'm appreciating how she's pouring back into me just like I'm pouring into her. Her feedback and letting me know the things that I'm telling her, they making so much sense. The way she see herself as a victor, as she's victorious. Even to the point where like she's like, you know, some certain memories be coming back to her, and she just gets scared, not scared. She gets sad or she get mad, like, why these keep coming back to me? Why these keep coming back to me? Girl, write it down and record it for that book. That's content. That's information that's needed. That's information that's going to help another woman. Use it. Don't sit there and be aggravated by that pain in vain. If it's coming back to you, it's coming back for a reason. And I said, that's when Holy Spirit is hot on fire. That's when he really going to give you the words to put in there. So feel it. He's not just making you relive this stuff for no reason. So for her to tell me that every tip that I've given her has helped her, it's really pouring into me. And this is my way of trying to encourage you guys to step out on faith. If God is encouraging or pushing you to do something that you just don't feel adequate enough for, you don't feel good enough for, you don't feel like people are going to receive it well, don't worry about them, because them not your people. Your people are going to receive you. Your people are going to receive the wisdom that you give them, because they're going to know that you're an answer from God. You're an answer from God. You don't even know that these people prayed for you. They prayed for your wisdom. They prayed for your partnership. They prayed for whatever it is that you have. She told me she prayed for something, and I'm the answer to that. I prayed for something, and she's the answer to it. Because I asked God to put me around more faith-filled women, more faith-filled people, where I didn't have to feel like my faith was so strange to them. Where I didn't have to feel like my faith did not make sense to them. I got crazy faith, y'all. I got a crazy faith that'll say I will walk into a dealership right now today and say the dealership is going to give me whatever car I want, no money down. Crazy faith. Crazy faith. I need to be around people who got that same type of faith so that I don't sound weird when I say, girl, somebody finna write you a check. I want to be seated around people like that. So she an answer to my prayer, and I'm an answer to her prayer. And imagine, what if I would have been too scared to talk to her? Because what you mean, go talk to that lady about a book? I ain't even got my books published yet. But you got 5 books. So you know how to write. If you don't know how to do nothing else, you know how to talk, you know how to write. So you can help somebody else with that. So, yeah, this whole thing was just supposed to be about just, stepping out on faith and allowing God to pour into you through other people, through the assignments that he assigns to you, the tasks that he says, this is what I want you to do. Don't be scared and don't be focused on your environment, your crowd, because they may not be the crowd for you. And that's okay if they're not the crowd for you. God is going to send the people who are for you. God is going to send those people to you. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about that. And this is coming from somebody who is still shy, because God has been telling me to talk more about my marriage journey on my Instagram, and I just refuse. I'm not. I told him, listen, I really don't be wanting to talk about it on YouTube, but I'll do that. But on Instagram, where that man follow me, and where, no, I can't do that. When I get my ring, I'll talk about it. I'll talk about everything you want me to talk about. I gotta get my ring first. Like, please don't. And I felt like he was okay with that, but I also feel like now, like, he's trying to push me to do a little bit more, and I just really feel like he's doing too much. So, but I'm not, you know what I'm saying? If that's what he really want me to do, I hope he really don't, because he know I'm gonna be obedient. So I really, really hope that he do not want me to do that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, don't focus on the crowd. Don't focus on what people around you is gonna think, because they not for you. They just not for you. Simple as that. That's all that means. They not for you. So I think it's time for me to get my watch, y'all, because I think it's time. I think it's 3:30. This watch wrong, but we can go. It is not 7:41. Reset. But y'all, I'm about to go ahead and go and do my walk and go. I usually read while I walk, and I let my baby play. So I'm gonna go do my walk, and yeah, I'm about to go ahead and post this, and I hope you guys, whoever it's for, I hope you receive it. I hope you receive it with love, especially the part that I was talking about with women. Y'all, don't take nothing that I say in no bad way. When I say I love women, when I say I want nothing more than for women and men to be healed and to understand that they love and need each other, and we are a team. When I say that is my number one goal, it is. So I'll never say nothing to hurt nobody. But I just want us to see ourselves as warriors and not victims, and not people that are bound by certain experiences that we have had. I want us to see ourselves different. So, when I talk about it, I be very passionate, because I'm very passionate about our growth. That's all. So, but I hope y'all receive that with love, and love only. Allow God to, let you apply it in a way that it's supposed to be applied to you specifically. But yeah, y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend, and be safe, and be blessed.